Hello you guys, it is Angie and I'm going to show you guys how to make some really easy sauerkraut because it is so simple, but it can provide a lot of benefits for your family, especially if you're trying to keep your gut healthy and your flora and the balance of everything in your gut, from good bacteria to bad bacteria. And of course, we're trying to up the good bacteria to squash the bad bacteria. So this is something that I have used for a long time because it's simple, it's cheap, and it's effective, okay? So at the end of this, I'll put an exact recipe, but I just want to share with you really quick some of my favorite tips. Okay, so you're gonna start with good quality vegetables, first of all. I like to buy organic. It's just the best route. And in this right here, I have a bunch of cabbage and carrots. It looks like it's more carrots than it actually is just because the color is stronger. But I've actually eaten quite a bit of this already. And the first day that I had it, let's just say that it cleaned me out pretty well. And my kids, it has a pretty strong flavor. Okay, so here you go. You've got your veggies. I'm going to chop up your cabbage as small as you can, and you're going to shred your carrots with a grater. You want to have clean jars, but you don't want them too sterile, so like don't go clean them with bleach right before or something. Just hot water and soap will be just fine, okay? You can also just put your cabbage in a food processor and that'll shred it up really quick and easy, and your carrots and everything, if you have one of those. Okay, so here's the kicker, okay? So you're gonna put all your shredded vegetables in a bowl, or this is my favorite one for sauerkraut. So it's just short and really wide, and I like it because this is wide enough. I can get my hands in there and squeeze if I want to, and I can pound with a wooden spoon. So you're gonna put your veggies in a bowl or a jar, and you're just gonna go to town. You're gonna just beat it like this. And it sounds kind of crazy, but you just keep going until it creates a lot of its own juices, okay? It'll just look like water, and you just do that. You beat it and pound it until there's probably about an inch above the cabbage, okay? Because you want all of the cabbage to be submerged in its own liquid. So that's really, really important to keep mold and growing, okay? So here's a tip with that. You can buy like weights and different stuff like that, but you don't need it. So you've got your veggies in there, you've pounded it until it creates juices that are about an inch or even a little bit more above the cabbage. And then you could save the outside of the cabbage leaf, and I put it right on top. And again, you want it all to be underneath the liquid. And then you gotta put a weight on there. So then I take a Ziploc bag and I fill it with water, and it's gonna be your weight. And then you put this weight to hold everything down, or else it will rise up to the top. Okay, so how long do you ferment? So you don't wanna put a sealed lid on it, because it's got to release gases. And after a couple days, you'll know what I mean. I want you just to check on it. I like to use something like this. If you have a metal lid, that's fine. Just don't seal it all the way. But this is a plastic one, and it's not going to create like a tight seal. But I still, every day or two, will go and just take it off and just check it out, release the gases. As for how long, you can do it for as little as 4 days, and in a couple days you can look at it and it could create like this fuzzy white foamy stuff, and that is normal. It's totally fine, but that's normal, that's good. That means that something's happening and it gets really fizzy and bubbly, and so you can go as little as 4 days, and then you can put it in the fridge and put it in a cold place and stop the fermenting process and eat it just like that. You can taste it and see like if it's to your liking, and if it is, go for it. If you want more of the sauerkraut strong taste, let it go a little bit longer. I usually go typically anywhere from 4 to 7 days. And then I do know people who go up to a month and a half. And so it just depends on what you like and the taste that you like of it. But that's it. It's just veggies and salt, and mash it up and let it go to town for you. There is one more tip that I'm going to tell you. And at the end of your ferment, after you're done eating it, so like let's say this jar right here, and then I go to make a new batch, I would just need to keep some of that liquid. There's a lot of liquid down here in the bottom. I would just have to keep some of that and use it for my next batch if I want. And if I don't have it, that's totally fine. You just use a little bit more salt. But if you do have it from another batch, then just use like a half of a cup of that for your next batch, and it just gets things going a lot quicker and sooner because it already has a lot of that goodness. Go ferment and let me know how it goes.